There's also a wise saying that says, "It's better to keep your mouth closed and have someone think you a fool than to open it and prove it." You can take that for what it's worth. Today we're just talking about decimal and place value. And thank goodness we do stuff with money, because that's about the best place that we learn about place value. We've been doing it for a while. So here, let's write this kind of big number down. 786, 429 decimal point 873,214. Just to kind of give you the gist here, we've talked about place value, I'm sure, with decimals before. And you pretty much know your place values to the left here, that this is the ones place, and this is the tens, and this is the hundreds, and this is the thousands, and this is the 10,000s, sorry, and this is the 100,000s, and so on, right? That's nothing new, you're pretty much good with that. Okay, at the decimal though, it's like a mirror reflection of that, except for one small fact. And the one small fact is there is no one place. Okay, you kind of skip the mirror image of the ones, and it goes 8 is in the tenths place, and that th is very important because otherwise it's the tens place and they're not the same. And then it goes the hundredths place, and then it's the thousandths place, and then it is the 10,000ths place, and then it's the thousandths, and then it's the millions. So it looks it's really a mirror image of this side, except for that one ones place. So you got to get out of with decimals thinking that 2 places over means it's 100, like 2 places this way is 100, because it's not. I mean, yeah, it is. 3 places over is the hundreds. 2 places over is not the tens, it's the hundreds, and so on. So on. In reality, children, when you write down a number, just like you're supposed to put commas over here, you're really supposed to do the same thing this way. Put a comma right there because it's 3 over. Because when you say this part of the decimal, you say this normally, right? We've done 786,429, and you say that just like it's a number over there, 873,214. You always say whatever place that last digit is in. Millionths place. And it's very important for you to realize how small numbers are when they get out that far. I mean, a tenth you can think of, because a tenth is like a dime, it's a tenth of a dollar. That's not so bad. A hundredth, you're getting smaller because a hundredth is like a penny. It takes a lot of pennies to make a dollar. We don't have this in money, but if we did, it would take 1,000 of them to make a dollar. Okay? And if we did have this in money, it would take 10,000 to make a dollar, which would be mighty small. Okay, rarely do you don't ever really see this except when it comes to maybe taxes and maybe at the gas station. If you look at the gas station, I think we've talked about this before. If you look at a sign, it's like $2.22, and then there's like a 9 stuck up there. That would be like a 9 in the thousandths place. And why they do that? Well, because it's 1,000th away from being $2.23. It's very close to 223. So really, we should just do away with that and put the whole cent. But they don't do that when they do money there. But as you get, I can't even think of something that you would have a millionth of. You know, it'd be getting so small that it's kind of hard to think about. So for example, this piece of paper, let's say this is 1. A tenth of it means I cut this thing in 10 equal pieces. I think I've done this lovely experiment for you before. So that's about a tenth of it. 1,000th or 100th of that means I cut every 10 in 10 equal pieces. So that's about, I don't know, this big. This is about 100th, 100th of what I started with. There's about 100 of them. But if I'm going to 1,000, I take each one of those and cut them into 10 pieces. I don't think I can do that, can I? Maybe it's like that, maybe that's 1,000. So if I go farther, I go to the 10,000, I gotta try to cut this in 10 equal pieces and then 1,000,000. You know, there's not very many things we cut into 1,000,000 pieces because 1,000,000 is a pretty large thing to do there. So make sure you just know, oh, and one other thing that we don't talk about, if you ever hear the word a mill, what is a mill? A mill is, nope. And that's unfortunate, you get that because you think that, but if you think what a millennium is not 1,000,000 years, a millennium is 1,000. This is 3 mil, 3 thousandths. A mil is 1/1,000th. If the book ever asks you what a mil is, which I think they say, what is the name for 1,000th of a dollar? That is a mil. Where I grew up in Michigan, they would talk about mils, but when they talked about taxes, how many mils or whatever it was. So, that'll get you there. Make sure you know these place values. What place value that is, what place value that is. Perfect. For tomorrow then, ladies and gentlemen, lesson number